You're watching Two Button Crew,
the daily show for Nintendo fans.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Simeon.
And I'm Jesse, or GameOver Jesse on YouTube.
Jesse, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely.
I think you've been easily the biggest supporter of our channel.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a more deserving guest. Thanks for always helping us out.
Yeah, you post daily Nintendo news, and as a huge Nintendo fan, whenever I go on YouTube, I'm always sort of looking up what's new with Nintendo or Zelda or Mario or what's been announced and stuff, and your channel's just an easy way to catch up on all that. So, thank you for having the channel.
Thanks. You. So, who are you and what do you do around the internet?
My channel started with Zelda Wii U news, but that game was quickly delayed, so where there hasn't been any news lately, I've been focusing on the Nerdvana podcast, which is just a podcast about nerdy news, and then I have the Zelda theories that I've been working on lately. With the Zelda theories, I've been trying to collaborate with different YouTube channels to sort of intermingle everybody's subscribers.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've been seeing a ton of Zelda theory videos lately. That's been great.
Indeed. So, what is your favorite Legend of Zelda game?
Oh, my favorite Zelda game would either be Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time. I've been playing through Majora's Mask again lately, and it's been fun to explore that game again. But with Skyward Sword, I want to go back and play that game and see if it still holds up from the last time that I played it, because it seems like maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, so right now what we have to look forward to is Zelda Triforce Heroes, which was actually announced only at E3, and it's already coming out in October. So how are you feeling about how that game is coming together?
With Triforce Heroes, it was definitely a surprise when it was announced. Everybody was sort of expecting more information on Zelda Wii U or a trailer, a piece of artwork or something, but instead they introduced us to a brand new Zelda game that none of us really even knew about, so it was quite the surprise to say the least.
So what is unique about this Triforce Heroes as far as we've seen it? What else is unique about it?
Yeah, the dress system, I think it's a way for them to sort of experiment. And in a way, it's something they've done before, since in Ocarina of Time, you had the blue tunic and the red tunic that gave you different abilities, so it's not too completely different from what they've done before. And with Majora's Mask, they had all the different masks that gave you different abilities, and maybe this is a way for them to sort of experiment with the mask mechanics, but instead of masks, they can give you different outfits or different clothing, and you can go into each dungeon with these different outfits, sort of like how some of the dungeons in Majora's Mask required you to use a particular mask. So I think it's a way to sort of experiment with that game mechanic a little further.
Cool. And are you happy with continuing off the Link Between Worlds art style?
The Link Between Worlds art style, to me, it sort of makes sense. They have Ocarina of Time 3D, and they reused that engine with Majora's Mask 3D. So it makes sense for them to reuse the only other Zelda game that they've made, which was A Link Between Worlds, and just giving us that engine again, but in a fresh game with different options and stuff. And as I said earlier, it kind of makes me wonder how the overworld's going to act, since they've mentioned over 30 different dungeons. Is the dungeons going to be dungeon, or are we going to have a connected overworld? That's the big mystery for me, so I want to know, if there's so many dungeons, how big is the overworld? So there's that, and plus reusing the same engine, it allows them to give us a brand new Zelda game without making us wait a really, really long time.
Yeah, that we could hear about it and be able to play it in the same year.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare for Zelda, I think.
Absolutely.
So where's the art style rank among all Zelda art styles?
among all Zelda art styles, I wouldn't compare it to the console games, just the handheld games. But personally, I'm a fan of the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask art style, but compared to Toon Link from Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, I'm definitely a big fan of this art style. Still, though, I would have loved to see an Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask engine game used again.
That'd be interesting. That was theorized pretty heavily, wasn't it? That the Grezzo team that worked on the remakes could actually use the assets and create something new.
Yeah, with them reusing the same assets, I think Nintendo seeing how good of a job they did with Ocarina of Time and allowed them to have a little bit more freedom with Majora's Mask. And then with Majora's Mask, it did just as well. So I would imagine Nintendo has told them that they can create their own possible third Hero of Time game. But we'll just have to see.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Mm-hmm. So you're getting that new Zelda 3DS XL?
As a Zelda fan, I like it, but as a Zelda collector, I'm not really looking forward to it because it'll just be another Zelda item that I'll have to collect.
Are you a sucker for things that have Hylian crests?
Yeah. And plus, I've already gotten the Link Between Worlds 3DS that came out with it, so I'm pretty satisfied for the time being.
So, before we go, do you have some quick thoughts on Zelda Wii U that you'd like to share with us?
Oh gosh, Zelda Wii U. I'm excited for it. I'm a little worried about why they delayed it. The stuff that we've seen, are they going to go in a different direction? Are they going to change some of it? Are they going to make it a different graphical art style? We just don't know. I'm sure for whatever reason they're delaying it is a good reason, but it just makes me worried on what they're going to be doing. Maybe they will be doing something similar to Twilight Princess, where they delayed the game so they could put it out in line with the Wii and the GameCube. That way they could have the game on both consoles and potentially get better sales with it. And it would give a strong launch for the Nintendo NX. So, I mean, that's always a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Me too.
All right, well, this has been absolutely great. We'll do it again.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jesse, and thank you, viewers, for being part of the crew.
Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and to go over and to subscribe to GameOver Jesse's channel as well.
Yeah, any last words, Jesse?
Yeah, just thank you so much for having me on, and if you want to check me out, it's youtube.com/GameOverJesse. And again, thank you all for having me on.
Signing out.